Welcome back, everybody. It's right, it's me. It is the Cyber Warrior, and once again, we are here for Cyber Warrior Studios presents Tech Tuesday. And that's right, it's Tech Tuesday. And as we have been doing, we're going to continue on our little journey going through Linux Basics for Hackers by OccupyTheWeb. And today, we're on Chapter 11, which is all about logging. Now, this is very important, especially for those getting into red teaming and things of that nature, and even your blue teamers that need to understand logging and the importance behind it and how to set things up. This is going to be a very, very important episode. So I hope that you stay with us. I hope that you watch and follow along with everything we're doing. And as always, if you do not have the book yet, please go down to the description below. Make sure you see that we have the link there for where you can buy it from No Starch Press and everything else. Also, if you have not done so yet, please make sure you're subscribed to this channel so you can follow along anytime we drop a new video. And if you like this video or any of the other videos in this playlist, please make sure to like and comment. Otherwise, what we're going to do right now is we're just going to get right into it. So, here we are, and once again, we are back with our Kali screen. All right. So we're already logged in as root, and we're just going to get right into it. Now, here's a few things about logging, all right? Logging is important for both your blue team and your red team. So whether you're a defender or a hacker or whatever the case may be, logging is very important. For us defenders, it helps track everything that is done on a system. It can be authentication events and other system-related events. It can be kernel events. It can be application events, things of that nature. It all gets tracked. One of the ways, and it's not in the book, but one of the things I want to show you is if you type in here real quick, the message, these are logs. These are things that are getting logged to the system. All right, so it tells you all of this information, and this is hardware stuff, kind of how your hard drive starting up, different things that are being activated. So that's another type of logging. But what we're going to talk about today are two common syslog daemons. They're rsyslog and syslog-ng. Now, being that Kali is built on Debian, we are going to concentrate on rsyslog because it's baked right in. We don't have to worry about it. So one of the first things you want to do is you want to locate rsyslog, and you want to see where are all of my rsyslog files. And the one we're concerned with today is this rsyslog.conf right up here. Okay, and that .d is .daemon, or at least that's what I'm assuming what it means is .daemon, because any of your system D applications are .d. So clear. And so what we want to do is we're just going to follow along with the book, and we're going to do etsy rsyslog.conf, and we're going to open this up. Now they say you can go down to view different lines. I'm just going to keep going along. Can I make this bigger? Probably not. You know what? So we are going to use VI just because my VI is larger than rsyslog.conf. There we go. That's a little bit bigger. So now let's go all the way down here, and we want to look for the roles. All right. So they say they start on roughly line 55. As we can see here, here's our heading. All right, it's commented out for our roles. Here's something about the roles. The roles are set up in such a way that it is the facility, so essentially the application that is doing the logging, the priority of the logs that are being logged. Sounds kind of funny. And then the action, so where it is storing those logs to. All right, so you can see right here, and I'll go down so that you can see over my video. You have your authorization logs and authpriv.star. All right, so authorization logs, let me make sure I'm saying this right. All right, and authpriv.star, meaning all authorization logs, they go to auth.log. Okay, and then you have your daemon logs are going to daemon.log, kernel logs, LPR, mail, and user. All right, and mail, as you can see here, the mail system, all right, is split up so that it can in three different files. So you have mail.info, .warn, and .err. Now, something about these priorities is there are so many that you can use, right? If you're looking at this, and let me escape out of this real quick. You have, and I'll just put them up here for you. You have debug logs, info, notice, warning. I'm gonna get into some of the ones you don't want to use, but error, ERR, crit, alert, emerge, and panic. All right. If you are going to use any of these, you can set up specific logs that you want. So it'll be starting from that level and above. Actually, with rsyslog, it might just be that level. It doesn't state, but 9 times out of 10, it's that level and above. So if you were to do all info logs, so it would start from info, everything above info would go to the same environment. Now, if you use an asterisk, so if we put an asterisk in there, that's all logs. Every type of log. All right. Now, here's the thing though. Warn, error, and panic have been deprecated. So they don't want, you shouldn't be using them anymore. So warn, error, and panic. Those 3 types of logs are now deprecated. So please do not use those. There's emergency, alert, critical, ERR, warning, notice, info, and debug. All right. So make sure you're setting the right type of logs. Now, the action, like I said, is the file name and location where the logs are going to be sent. And as normal, or as usually, they are all in cd/var log. And there we go. So now we have user logs, syslogs, and then we should have messages, kernel logs, and up here are auth logs. Okay. I'm going to create a generic file here in a little bit just to show you, but then the other thing we want to look at is logrotate.conf. So logrotate.conf, all right, sets how frequently you keep logs, all right, or how frequently you rotate them. So when you're working in an organization, generally you want to keep 6 months to a year, whether you're sending it to a SIM or something like that. You want to keep 6 months to a year. On our system, we have the default, so it's only going to keep 4 weeks of backlogs. What that means is you're going to get the current log you're working on, all right, which is auth.log or kernel.log or whatever the case may be, and then you're going to have .1, .2, .3, .4. Those are your backlogs. Once you get to .4, that .4, whenever it needs to be replaced, gets deleted and it moves on to the next one, all right, and it shifts everything down. So your current one, and let me get out of here. We'll get back into it in a second. So your current log is this auth.log. The one right before it is auth.log1 or auth.log.1. Then if we go back 2 weeks, we have .2. Go back 3, we have .3. .4 is 4 weeks back. So the next time this gets replaced, so when we go and shift, if this was supposed to go to .5, so as we head into next week, this would get deleted, these logs. .3 would move to .4, and the cycle would continue. Okay, so you can actually, with logrotate, set that you want to keep 26 weeks or days or whatever it is you want to configure. And I'll show you that real quick. So you can set weekly, how many weeks, and do you want to create a new empty log file after rotating old ones or not? Do you want to use a date as a suffix? Do you want to compress the log files? And packages drop log rotation information into this directory, which is logrotate.d. And then you can, system specific logs can be configured down below. So the book doesn't go into all that detail. It doesn't really explain or show what all these configurations can do, with the exception of how frequently you can keep your backlogs. So we're going to keep with the book, and we're not going to go into too incredibly much detail. Now, moving on from there, like I said, a defender's job is to catch an attacker. So they want access to these logs. They want to be able to deal with all of these logs and see what's going on and things of that nature. An attacker's job, or a hacker's job, is to erase their tracks. It's to make sure that nobody knows they were there. Well, what's one of the ways we can do that? So if, like I said, I have here a few different logs. So let's create a log here. Let's just do touch, or we're gonna echo. Whoops. Well, I want to like, comment, and subscribe. And we're going to send it to cyberwarrior.log. Enter. And now if I do cat cyberwarrior.log, and we have that file there. All right, and we can see it. Well, if I were an attacker and I wanted to get rid of that, you can delete files, but when you delete something, it can still be pulled back. All right, all deleting something does is it tells an operating system that, hey, this space is okay to be overwritten. So it ends up in what's called slack space. If you ever get into incident response or forensics, you'll learn a lot about that. But here from our spectrum and learning about how we can erase our tracks, well, we don't want someone to be able to recover it. So what we would do is we would use a program called shred. And if I go into shred -- help, it gives us all the options that we can do. So -F is a force. So it means it's going to change the permissions of the file to allow writing if it's necessary. For our file, we don't really need to, but we're going to do it anyways. The -N tells it how many times to overwrite that file, because the more times it's overwritten, the less likely anybody's going to be able to get anything back from you. All right, so they're not going to be able to recover the data. So if we go to shred -F, oops, let me make it so you can see this clear. Shred -F-N 10, and we want 10, and we want cyberwarrior.log. Now, actually, before I do that, let's go back and cat this. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That is what is currently in that file. -F-N 10 cyberwarrior.log. Now, let's clear this and let's read it again. That is what became of it because we shredded it. We overwrote it 10 times, and this is what happened to the file. Which means if somebody goes to recover that and says, or if you delete it after this, so maybe you generate these logs, you delete it. If you delete it, someone's going to know something happened. If you shred it and then delete it, or just shred it and leave it there, then no one's going to be able to see what had happened to the system. All right, so keep that shred in your back pocket, especially for privacy and for different things you may be doing on your own system on Linux. Make sure you have that shred command. Now, the last little bit that we want to cover is how to enable and disable logging. So, or any service for that matter. So if we go to service, rsyslog D, I believe it is. Status. All right, cool. So yeah, whoops, Q. So it's running. So if we do service rsyslog, I'm not going to do this just because I don't want to stop my logging, but you can either do start, stop, or restart. Now, because it's already running, start isn't going to work. So I could say start, and it's going to laugh at me. Or maybe not. All right, it was already started, but cool. Now, if I go stop, we will stop it. Stopping rsyslog.service, but it can still be activated by syslog.socket. So it can be turned back on. Now, if I do start, now it's back up and running. So that's how you would enable, disable any of the syslog services. Now, saying that, I got through this quick. There's a lot more information in the book. I really do hope you guys are all following along and went and bought the book, because it is a very, very good read, and there's a lot of good information in there. So I hope you guys are following along. All right, everybody, all the warriors out there, please keep following along, keep going along with the book. Otherwise, look, please, please, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I really do appreciate any insight, any comments or critiques you have down below. And then otherwise, make sure you catch all the older videos, because we've been doing this now. This is chapter 11, so we're 11 weeks into these videos. And I'd really like to know if you guys have been following along. So otherwise, I love you all. Please have a safe week, and make sure you tune in every Friday for Security Happy Hour, as we're live at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And make sure you check out our Monday show, Motivation Monday. We do those every Monday as well. So otherwise, I love you. Take care. Stay amazing. Stay beautiful. And I will see you all in the next one.